No, finish that. Finish that sentence.
If I want to fight people, they're not my friends, typically. You know, I'm not friends with people that anger me.
True.
Maybe you need to work on yourself with that.
True.
That seems self-destructive. That seems self-destructive.
I hate everyone, though. What am I gonna do?
Right, that's the struggle.
He's like, you need to work on yourself.
Happier.
I'm trying. It's hard. I'm Puerto Rican. I bleed fire.
I love people as much as I love myself, and that's not that fun.
See? I'm with Oak. Well, it's just like, wait, where did I find myself? Oh, I should probably take this working thing off if I'm going to post this on YouTube. Let me take that off. Eat. All right.
See,
and Banana Man.
Oh, God.
But I'm attracted to men.
Forgot about Banana Man. Sorry.
How did you not see him over there in
because
the corner with his nuts out?
Because he's a beautiful being.
This is on YouTube.
Okay, he's everyone's. Alright, we're gonna get this started. Welcome on in, you guys. We're on episode 5. This is the meeting for the Paladins Bookcast. We've got Lich in here. We've got Elkie. We've got Nova, who may or may not be joining, but he does have his inputs. So we'll be reading that. We got Potato also going to be joining. And then we also... Oh, bruh, not me not adding Justin. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I'm so high. This is hard. Wait, I spelled that wrong. I forgot the other end. Eat.
You should have put Jesus in there because Jesus is always watching.
Jesus, take
Bruh. This might be the most chaotic episode. But today we're going to be discussing repositioning, best duo combos, so your favorite pockets. And then team synergy, high and low ground fights, and then point versus dueling. Specifically because I tried to explain this to a new player that I was on a game with that we lost on payload because I was trying to explain how the character they were playing is better played on high ground, and they didn't understand what I was talking about. They're like, it's paladins, it doesn't matter. And I was like, huh? What? So it very much does matter. I very much thought like that in the beginning when I didn't understand it. Once it gets explained to you, it'll make sense why it does matter. So we can discuss whichever first. It's up to you guys.
Well, I think team synergy is the thing that I kind of like know about because that seems. Oh wait, repositioning. Okay, yeah. Let's talk about repositioning. Let's talk about that. Like, who's better as a backline? Who's better as a flank support? Yeah. And who's better as like a front line? You know, like what characters do better with what? Because there are some tanks that are definitely better at making space and shoving in for a bit. Like I think that's what I do with Nyx. I'll shove in, create space, and then back up before I die. Ideally, unless everyone decides to randomly aim at me all at once, which happens so often. It's great. But then I feel like I don't know, like there are people like Khan who's like he's a tank, yes, but he's much better at applying pressure to the sidelines and whatnot. And then, there's people like Vivian, Tyra, Willow, who are, like, supreme backline. And then there are actually hybrids like Betty, who can be backline, or she can be, like, fucking shut up. I love Betty.
No.
Repositioning kind of starts with positioning in general. Repositioning is almost kind of like a reactive sense of, oh, fuck. I'm not in the right spot, right?
Right, yeah.
Or I see an advantage that I need to be taking right now, and so that's kind of like being able to predict like what the outcome may be. I think will help with your repositioning since it is a little bit more of a reactive kind of thing. So having general good positioning, kind of like Lich was saying, like Vivian in the background, she's good at really just kind of standing back there and shutting down line of sights and making sure you don't have open lanes and stuff. But if she pushes too far up, she doesn't really have much of an escape. So
exactly.
It's very hard for her to reposition if she's already out of position.
Agreed. Oh, you have any opinions?
Not really.
You just hear the vibe?
Yeah.
Cool beans.
How have I already used the same? You're setting a password and it says I've already used the same password 3 times now.
Oh damn. Justin, can you read what Nova said about repositioning? If he put it, I don't know. I don't remember if he segmented it or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he did. Let me get that pulled back up. Repositioning from Nova. Oh, I guess
Don't
kind of
do
the
it.
same. More or less good positioning that's learned while playing and putting yourself in spots where you're capable of escaping combat or helping a teammate. You can't just run in like an idiot and expect healing to come. It's good to understand where you are, where your enemies are, and where your teammates are. The actual repositioning is just a good product of good position. Okay, so he had the same thoughts.
Right.
It's a good product of good positioning, allowing you to take space by applying pressure or giving space safely without feeding. At the end of the day, it's 90% positioning. That was Nova's thoughts on repositioning.
I don't know. In my opinion, if your Furia doesn't get you when you're on the complete opposite side of the map and
Mm.
have no LOS, I think that's her fault.
You know, range.
No, she does. I think she should.
She
And, like,
does have range
like,
though. She really
she
does.
does.
Yeah,
Like, no,
yeah,
like, I think that, like, if you're
yeah.
completely on the opposite side of the map,
Mm.
the enemy spawn, and Furia is just getting back from spawn, and you die, that's Furia's fault. Like, why didn't she heal you?
Okay, you're just trolling.
Yes.
Eat my ass. But I mean, as far as like, because I don't know, in a way, you trolling brought up a good conversation. Because I will admit, yes, I have seen Furias that have a great moment to peak a heal on you. Peak healing is something I think we should discuss separately. But, because we could go into a whole, I mean, I did do a video on supports, but we could always do like, certain episodes based on certain classes, kind of go deeper into each class and the roles about it, because we haven't done that. We've kind of covered it, as a whole when we were talking about team comps.
Break down the roles and
Right, yeah. Give examples of the characters and how, because a lot of streamers and creators will talk about the role and the general aspect of it, which leaves a lot of newer people confused. It does take playing the game to learn it, obviously, but when you're new, the game, we've talked about this, doesn't have a tutorial and doesn't really truly explain in game or give you a good visualistic explanation or tutorial as to how you're supposed to heal. It took me a year to learn all the different healers and how they heal differently and understand it completely, because I know people who only main one character and they don't know anything else about any other character. That puts you at a high disadvantage when you're playing with people, especially if you're trying to do ranked. You know what I mean? You have to be a variety player if you even want to do ranked, or if you're not, if you're just a casual player, that's fine, no one's judging. But either way, you're gonna get wrecked if you're going into these games not knowing a thing, regardless if you're wanting to play for fun or not. I had to learn that. I used to say to people, oh, I don't want to learn, the proper way to play that champion because that's sweaty. No, it's not sweaty learning how to fucking properly play. That's stupid. And I realize now that was really dumb to think that way. But that got me thinking, now that I do play better, this is the mindset of a lot of the new players. They don't think like that. They don't think about it being important because they're like, yeah, it's just a game. Well, yeah, you're right. It is just a game. You should be having fun, but don't you have fun winning? You don't have a lot of fun losing. Like, sorry. I mean, you can when you're meeting with your friends, because we've done it. We've had the 5 support and lost and won. But, like, when you made that comment about Furia, I'm giggling to myself because I've had so many games where Furia has a perfect position to heal me. Not even just a Furia. I just had a game, and I hate to use this as an example because he's probably still streaming now, but the person I was in a game with that if you guys saw, you saw, they're also a streamer, and I remember just meeting them a couple days ago, and they told me, like, they just started playing this game. Like, they're not that versed in, like, the different characters and stuff, and so they were open to learning about it, through me in their chat, just explaining whatever. I get into a game with them, and obviously, I had to maintain a sense of professionalism and being nice because, there were some moments where I'm like, yo, we got 2 supports. I had a Pippin and Io. Io went DR, and Pip went, I think, Combat Medic, which was great, because we went against a Nessa Dredge. But our flank, Koga, wasn't highly pushing Nessa enough. So, y'all know me as a Willow main, me going Willow on Bright Marsh. You already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to push that Nessa Dredge so they're not an issue, which is exactly what I did. But I wasn't getting peak healed, and that bothered me so much. Now, I didn't complain about it through the game or anything, but I did go into the stream afterwards. I was like, hey, GG, just a heads up, your healers got to learn better game sense, because if your DPS is retreating to you and you're actively seeing it and you let me die, and it's not even like I came to you last minute. It's more like I came to you with enough health because I have self heals. So that puts another annoyance on players who know how to play versus who don't. because it's not necessarily that you're bad or that they're bad. It's not about, oh, you didn't heal me, so you're bad. Oh, you didn't retreat, you're bad. No, it's a sense of knowing, like we're talking about right now, repositioning. Right, Marsh? I'm far right. You're on the same side as me. You've got line of sight. There should be a heal there. I'm behind a building. I'm clearing cot. You know what I mean? I've got self heals, peak heal, anything. It doesn't have to be a full pocket either, too. Because a lot of people get that confused. They be like, oh, well, you got to heal me. You got to give me a full heal. No. Cleanse cot and a half heal, and if you got self heals, you should be straight. Because if you just attack somebody, are you or are you not going to get an elim if somebody else finishes that? Hello? And depending on who you're going, you're going to get healed off that. You know? So I don't know. It depends on the player, I think. But it is important to learn repositioning.
For sure. I think map awareness is a really important part of repositioning too. Knowing
Yeah.
what like routes are going to give you the most coverage.
Yeah.
Like good example would be oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name. Stone Siege.
Oh, yeah.
High ground part. I guess this is a good transition into high ground if you want, but
Yeah.
the
We
high
could.
ground part has a lot of coverage if you're not actively on that high ground side. It's very hard unless you're in one of those 3 windows to kind of put any pressure on that right side. Or, well, the way that I was looking at the map, the high ground side.
Yeah. So
That's
let's
a
write
pretty
that
good
down.
point to keep aware of too for repositioning. Knowing if you do got to get out of there, what's my safest route? It may not always be just directly going to your healer. Maybe going around where there's a lot of cover and meeting up with your healer halfway through might actually end up safe.
Yeah. You gotta know your stuff. I just like just knowing when to retreat.
Oh,
what not to
yeah.
push, you know.
Knowing your
The
limits,
biggest thing is just
sure.
knowing about how many of your teammates are alive. You know, that's the one thing I really would love to have in Overwatch is like the team health bars in the top left corner. Oh my gosh, because like the maps in Overwatch are so gigantic, it would be so nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like you can look at that and you can see how's your team doing, who's alive, and like you see
Right.
that you're in, like play it safe when you're in the when you have less people than them. You know, it's simple as that. But it also is just like it is hard to like develop that habit. That's something I haven't done until kind of recently. I'll agree. But yeah, gotta be aware of shit. You know.
You know, I'm just putting over here that certain maps make a difference in whether or not you're gonna win that high versus low ground fight.
Right, like some maps, the high ground is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Like
maps,
the map
White
you just
Marsh, there's-
mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, like Stone Siege, high ground, huge. There's so much high ground that gives you so much advantage. But like on Bright Marsh, there's not really as much high ground. Like you have those 2 little platforms that have the stairs, but outside of that, it's
Little
just really the
windows.
spawns.
Yeah.
So high ground doesn't matter as much on that map. It's still an advantage, of course. It's always going to be an advantage in my opinion, but well, to an extent.
And I'm also including some maps lack that, like we were just saying, some maps lack the high ground, but will have like little ledges and hiding spots for you to take advantage of.
Right.
Which that took me a while to learn too, because if you don't play this frequently, you won't know that.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
I may be a little late, but I did make it.
Oh, you're fine. It took me forever to even get started. We were just chilling.
Love to see it.
I believe Justin read your part. Yeah, we're just now getting to high versus low ground because we transitioned from repositioning, and Justin read that your part that you put in the Discord. So if you want to
Oh,
pick
heck
up,
yeah.
yeah, got you.
Always included.
Yeah, I apologize. I will not be able to tab in to read what all I wrote. I am playing a game with some friends.
No worries. Well, no worries. Like you just being here is enough because I mean you know what you said. So I mean we're just covering the basic. Yeah. So I mean high versus low ground. So far we wrote down because we were transitioning from that. We were talking about map awareness plays a huge part in repositioning and high versus low ground. Certain maps make a difference whether or not you're gonna win the high versus low ground fights or duels. Some maps lack that, talking about the high ground, but have little ledges or hiding spots for you to take advantage of. Because a lot of the newer players, like I said, don't know that. They're not going to know that right off the rip unless you tell them that. The game doesn't really tell them that. And it takes you playing a while to learn those spots. Because it took, I mean, for some it doesn't. It depends if your friends are going to, like, you know, put you on. But I learned through experience.
No, my biggest recommendation, high ground is like a little cheat code.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
High ground is genuinely like a little cheat code.
Mm.
Because think about it like this: if you're on high ground, someone's on low ground, and you're looking at them, then you see all of their body; they only see half of yours.
Right.
So they're gonna have a harder time hitting you, and you're gonna have a way easier time hitting them.
Right.
Especially.
And then
like
you're also able to like slink your way out of combat before
Right.
they're able to slink out of combat.
I said better line of sight, better use of cover,
Yeah.
and route to escape.
That just comes with like general map awareness, though.
Yeah.
'Cause there's some champions where it works out way better than others.
Oh,
Like
100%.
Ashe, you always want that high ground.
Mm-hmm.
Because she can't shoot like over corners and stuff like a Makoa can.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if you're slug shot, like with jump shots, there's range. She doesn't have like range. I wish she did though.
Makoa's good on high ground.
Oh yeah.
Makoa low ground can literally just throw its hook.
Yeah.
High ground? What high ground?
Nope. No, non-existent.
He can do both.
Yeah.
Perfectly, so you don't have to worry about it as much. But like an Ashe, you know, because you always want to be running slug. There's really no reason to not run slug.
Word. Yeah.
It's a range buff. Sure, you lose the AOE, but like with the AOE, you're only doing like.
All right,
300
Tina.
damage
Thank
to people
you.
And like 100 to the other person.
Yeah.
Literally no reason not to run slug. And
Yeah.
it's so free.
I love it. I always go it. I mean, the lifesteal's so insane too. Like, you just you survive, right? Like I've survived so much. I've survived Street Justice Maeve on some bullshit just because I was fighting her. She didn't think to right click me. I was just like, well, bye.
Yeah, people underestimate it.
They really do.
Yeah.
Bees is the one who put me onto it. Yeah.
Or at least the strongest
So strong.
consistent moves.
It is strong. I have it on 5 always.
Girl,
Yeah,
you
I run it
still
at 5
have
as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That's just stink. It's just stink as fuck.
I'm like, you go into a whole nother map.
Yeah, you heal like 260 a pop whenever you use +5.
It's stinky, and honestly, like honestly, this is a good transition into point versus dueling, because if your dueling is an Ashe, I get scared when I get cornered by an Ashe.
Don't want a 1v1.
Word, if I get bullied by an Ashe, I'm like, oh no, I give up. You can have it, Ashe. I'm not even gonna
Good
fight you.
damage, easy to hit projectile, great range, 800 damage, like charge. She can launch you off the map. She has insane healing. She has a shield, 4,000 HP. Like, come on, you can't do anything.
AoE stun with an invulnerability.
AOE stun.
Right.
And she gets her ult so ungodly fast.
Oh, I always.
Yeah.
Because of how good her M1 is.
Yeah.
I never ran Morale Boost 3 with her until a friend and one of my GM friends were like, no, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Try this. And he said the
Zarini's
first
the
thing you
one.
need to do is max out Morale
Oh my
Boost
God, I
3.
misspelled
Do not
that.
get anything else until Morale Boost 3, and it changed my game.
Same.
Turned into an absolute Ashe monster just off of that alone.
I cannot spell for shit tonight. Holy fuck.
It's contagious.
So Safari put Ashe is a great off tank to apply pressure, make space, AoE stun. Her abilities create great opportunities for her team to capitalize on. I don't want to just talk about her. As far as point and dueling, what are some tips for a newer player that you'd want to, if they came to you and like, hey, you know, I'm suffering in this point, like point fights, or I'm suffering in dueling. What is something you could recommend to them?
Are we talking about new player?
New to intermediate. So a level of understanding of the game that's like not GM or diamond, but more like maybe gold.
Gotta say, yeah, that changes it a ton.
Because it does change it a ton. But our stuff is geared towards, you know, intermediate.
The
Yeah.
biggest thing about just
You're right.
dueling is picking your battle. Like that's what I've noticed.
Mm.
Like run away, be a little bitch.
Yeah.
Don't
No,
be
you're true.
fried to run away.
Yeah.
Like a
Because-
coward wins the fight.
That's
I'm putting that in there.
Ever, you know, every single one Druxus ever. The second you start shooting back at them, they dash.
Yeah, he's like, bye.
It's annoying.
Gotta run.
It's annoying, but it works.
Sometimes you gotta rock.
Same with Evie. She's getting her shots, and once you look at her, she's like, "Psych."
Yeah. Oh, good Eevee.
Yep.
You do
Wormhole
50
in a
damage to an
nutshell.
Eevee.
Yeah. Literally that part.
But like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
like knowing your
picking
limits
your
for sure, knowing
fights
your
and
counters.
knowing when you're gonna win. If you can get the drop on someone, if someone gets a drop on you, you know.
Mm. Or in that
Like
situation,
solos at the last minute.
you. Bitch! She hasn't said anything all fucking podcast, and she inserts for that, and I'm her healer. I'm her fucking pocket. Like, I know this, because as she said that, and it popped in my head, her billowing around the corner on Bright Marsh, like, bitch, let me peek heal you, fucking heathen. Like, literally, she'll come back from beating up 3 people, and she's like, I did a thing. Yeah, bitch, you did, and you're about to die. Come here.
By healing myself a little bit.
I mean, yeah, but like you give me a heart attack every fucking time, Elk. Every time. And if it's not you, it's fucking Raze. And if it's not either of you two, it's Itachi. Fucking heathen. He's the biggest heathen of all of us. But he.
I have a question. So with this advice, are we basing it off of ranked, like getting better in ranked, or are we basing it off of just in general?
In general, I think, because you can apply it to both.
No ranked experience.
I think what you had put in the message also, oh gosh, sorry. I think what you had put in the message also was pretty good advice. I just read through the full thing for about the point versus duel.
Yeah, it's just based on like how people play. The issue is with that advice is that's way more geared towards like diamond and GM lobbies because people understand how to play better. When you're in like a low elo lobby, like anywhere from bronze to even low diamond, it's very it's pretty random. That's a good way to put it.
It's chaotic. You don't know what to expect.
It's very chaotic. Like there's not really anything moving as it should. Like when you get into a GM lobby,
There's no structure.
You expect the flank.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know the flank is behind him somewhere. But if you're anywhere in like a diamond lobby, it's like, no, probably not. You can just guess that the tank's by himself, all alone, and the flank's somewhere in the back line dying. You know?
No, but genuinely, there's.
In the tank.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's always some fuck shit. And I think maybe that's why I got like semi decent to handle my own games now, because it's like. It is so chaotic. It's like either really high lobbies where I know what to do, but then the ones that are kind of questionable, I have to like reroute my brain to think and play differently. And I don't know how to explain that to someone who's new, who has no expectation. They don't know, because like I mentioned earlier, I've met a few people recently who are newer to this game, some of which who've never played. I'm at a loss for words for them. Nova, I don't know how to explain to them. I'm sorry, but you need to expect an Andro in your ass. And as soon as you look his direction, he disappears. And now there's a Soul Collector Sarah stunning your pussy. I don't know how to explain that to someone who's new. I don't. Because they're like...
I was ever given by probably the best player I've ever gotten the chance to play with and seen in game was anywhere... like flat and below, if you expect it to be that kind of elo lobby, play what you're good at and then try your best to hard carry the lobby. Like there's do not play for your team. That was the best advice he ever gave me, was literally play for yourself. Be the most selfish individual you can, and your success rate will be higher and you will get better at the game.
Yeah.
And it sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But the issue is you're not going to learn how to play like a team in those lobbies because they don't know how to play like a team.
Right.
I don't expect a gold player to understand team comp and playing like a team like a GM player. I don't expect that. It's wrong of me to expect that from them because, you know, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it'd be wrong of me to like expect them to be this amazing GM when they're new, you know? So you are safer literally just trying to hard carry. You really are. And you will get better because you will learn how to handle fights where you're in a like 2v1.
Right.
Or even
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
You'll learn how to manage that and how to deal with it. And now how to manage these.
Hey, Vibey, try not to do that in my stream, please. Thank you. Sorry.
Or DPS. People that can like really sustain themselves, like Bora or Vatu or Talus. You know, those kind of champions, and just learn the flow of the game through that. That's like all you can really do, because it's a struggle. It is such a struggle with new players. But it's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's
It's hard to learn how to play as a team when no one else is. It is.
Yeah.
Well, and also,
I will say though, like,
play with friends.
You just
That's how
gotta
you
be
learn to play
aware.
as a team.
literally what I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
True.
You're
Yeah.
only gonna have that one game to try and get synergy. You're not gonna get synergy off playing one game with a bunch of randoms.
You will
And then
never get
going into a
energy
whole
playing
new
solo.
bunch of randoms.
No.
Do
You're
not
gonna synergize
solo
with
to
them, and then
expect
they're
him to
gonna
get
play
better.
Yeah. Oh, when I'm solo, I like to play people I'm not good at. That way, it's not as bad
Yeah,
when we
that's fine.
lose, you know? Because it's like, okay, well, we're gonna lose anyway. Because I've had games where they want to go 3 supports. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna practice my Vatu here, and if I don't get a fucking pocket, I won't even be mad because they don't even know how to heal their front toe. Like, it's fine. Everything's fine.
See, you can get away with dumb stuff in the beginning, but once you start getting more difficult lobbies, people like will know how to work as a team. And
That was a
learn.
hard pill for me to swallow once I started playing like ranked and shit.
Yeah. In high elo, you can solo queue though, because at some point, all of you will vaguely understand what's going on.
Well,
you
and
can
you'll
figure it
understand
out.
each other's play styles. I've seen people go against each other and they're like, "Oh, it's so and so. He's going to do this and this." And they do exactly that.
Yeah, and you start seeing the same people once you start getting to the higher elo.
Yeah.
More synergy, you recognize those
That's the
guys.
only reason why I learned who your friend Seth was. I kept seeing him just in my casual games all the time, and I would I would
He is
start to pick
fun.
up on like all the different characters he plays. I'd like learn. It's weird, but that's the weird thing about it.
Everything. He's
He
great.
does, yeah, but he's good at everything though, and that's what I admire. I like players that are not afraid to play everything and be good at everything, and that's what I think a lot of new players are they're so caught up in one tricking right away because of the game makes it too easy to be good at something in the beginning. You know, it's way too easy to pick up, like, you unlock Fora and you play her in the regular elo and you're like, oh yeah, I'm cracking Fora. Then you get bumped up by one.
Call me out like
Whoa,
that.
whoa, whoa! This is
Don't call me
you
out like
stinky
that.
on Fora. Don't even go there. Stop it. You sit down.
That's exactly how I learned Fora.
That same though, but that's what I'm getting at is like it took me just being like, you know what? I'm gonna play whatever, and that's how I got good at Tib. But that was before his rework, right? So I fucking hated him. Like in the beginning, I was so good with the heavy blade, but I hated how long it took. And I know like in ranked, that was what I would usually run, but in casuals, I had a hard time making them fun. So when they did the rework, bro, I became this jumpy Tib main, and everyone like was starting to pick up on like that's how I'd play. Then I started going against people who knew that I didn't know they knew me, let alone knew that, and would play differently because of that. And so then I got good because I started overcoming that. So I think it does make a difference when we're talking about adaptation and just in general learning, the characters and stuff. Be bad, learn the characters, learn the different talents, learn the different ways to play, because every fucking game is different. You're not going to come against the same comps that are going to run the same comp you ran last game. Maybe you just got cracked on a third talent. You know what I mean? The guy you just faced just last game maybe discovered he's better off doing this talent and has a GM's build and now is going to clap your pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. It's paladins. Seriously. I've seen it. I've went against someone who was on my team, played like shit. Then they're against me and they're like on their main going like a crazy talent and like go absolutely crack. Like, I'm like, oh, did you just do some drugs in the 5 seconds that I just fucking saw you? Like, but no, the next thing, we got repositioning, high versus low ground, point and dueling, team synergy. I didn't really talk about
I feel
that.
like we kind of already talked about this
We,
in previous episodes.
yeah, I was gonna ask you, Justin, because I know you included that, but I think we did that on the diminishing returns episode because I haven't fully edited that one yet. But that's episode 4, and I want to say we did discuss this. I don't mind talking about it again, but
What part? Sorry.
the team synergy. I feel like we did discuss that.
Oh no, that was in reference to the duo combo things. Sorry. I just
Oh.
didn't know what to call it.
Okay, I'm sorry. So best duo
You're good.
combos. And I get asked this sometimes, and it's like, I guess it's per preference because it's like who you like and who you're good at. But who is everyone's, I guess in your opinion, best if you're going, with a duo? Who are the top couple like duos that you choose? And it could be tank,
Champions or players?
champions. And this could be anything, it doesn't have to be like a DPS and healer, but like a healer, like Conray or whatever.
I know.
Like Torvald and any flank.
Torvald and literally any flank.
Yeah.
Any flank that's confident in their ability, like a mage or
Yeah.
something.
I know one of my favorite
I will
niche
say.
ones is definitely like movement speed IO and movement speed damage reduction Terminus.
Yes,
That one is
that is
so
so far
evil.
for me too.
He said that's evil.
It
That
is
or
so
even like
fun.
rock speed totems, same concept.
Mm.
Oh yeah. I know I ran that new build I made and I fucking loved it. I was like, ooh, thinky.
It is fun. I've been experimenting a lot with new characters recently.
Yeah.
What I've found to be most effective for me is when I'm Azan,
Mm.
my buddy goes Vatsu.
Ooh.
And
Oh,
then
that's
my other
scary.
friend, when I go Vora, he goes Ruckus.
I have seen that duo and it stinks and it hurts. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Mm.
Y'all stink.
Very
Very.
Ruckus is nasty.
That is disgusting, but also I love it. No, because like think about it, the blood damage and the constant pee from Ruckus. I mean, you guys are constant, and a Flake Ruckus running with Evora is just wild. Someone who knows how to run aerial assault and like, because I think of Jet. When I think of aerial assault, I think of Jet Set. This motherfucker is so stinky on aerial assault Ruckus, and he collabs. Like anytime if he's going Ruckus, I can flank with confidence. There are certain people I can play with, and I can flank with confidence. And I'm not just talking about like a pocket necessarily, but like you just said, a Ruckus Vora. I like that. That's the kind of examples I want. I want not just supports. Like think outside the box, because this is gonna give a lot of the newer players examples. Bitches can't read. They need examples. They need pictures. So we need to paint them a visual
I will
picture.
say for newer players, don't play Ruckus.
Don't. No.
Don't play
You will get shitted on. Everyone's gonna think that you're this Ruckus main crack and attack you, and you're gonna get farmed. And yeah.
Don't play Yag, don't play Ruckus, because they're gonna look at you and be like, oh, that's an easy target to shoot, and they're just gonna maul you to death, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Ooh, Bailey says Ying and Khan.
Ying and Khan.
Ying and Khan or Fernando.
Interesting
Because of how
synergy.
easy they get out of cauterites.
Honestly, I could see that, yeah.
Has the burst steal already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I see that.
I think
Oh, go ahead.
it's decent. I think it has its counterplays though.
It
There's
does.
vertical mobility, and that's kind of really out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the Ying is running like focusing lens.
I was gonna
and
say, yeah,
has the
focusing.
damage with him.
Plus, I
If
mean,
it's
she gets
more
low,
like
Khan can
healing, then
yeah.
it's not gonna work.
What's
If
up,
you're running-
Ace? Ray Fernando? Spam the immortality? Oh my god, I've been seeing that so much. You're not wrong about that. Actually, wait, that's...
Right back.
Yeah, sure. That was actually a
In
really
that same
good...
regard, Ray and Furia is fun. If you go exterminate Furia nowadays, you
Ooh.
can like just cause with exterminate, in my opinion, modern exterminate is best as an alt spam tool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
I
Because
agree.
You just deal out so much more damage, and you get a lot more alt charge for that. It's wonderful.
I like that.
So doing that with a Ray,
Mm-hmm.
I think a unique little duo would be like Torvald and Nara, just because they cover a lot.
I like that. A tank duo.
Yeah, like Anara's probably gonna be soaking up a lot of the damage.
Mm-hmm.
But she's
Torvald can keep the
tank stuff down.
pockets
Torvald
off.
is shield,
Mm.
So like, what are you
Yeah.
trying to
then
bring
there was
down?
Anara and Nyx, like the
Oh my god, the cripple queens! Literally crowd control queens, bro. I love that combo. That is such a stinky combo. I'm pretty sure you and I have run that together, and
100%. That was the thing in ranked for a while. After when Nyx came out,
Yeah.
shortly after
Oh gosh.
she got her slight nerfs,
It was
it
those
was
two, like,
Anara and
fight.
Nyx every game.
I can't imagine a game with those two just running at me like, hello, don't do that. Any more ideas before we move on? Atlas term, fuck record. Wait. Okay, are you suggesting, are the two tanks, are we assuming, because we're talking about new players that we're giving advice to, so if you're gonna suggest that, are we saying they're gonna be very aggressive? I'm assuming so. Speedy term and fucking movement speed Atlas shields? I can see it. Actually, that sounds really stinky.
I think that's a good combo too, honestly. 'Cause
Mhm.
there's no item that they can get to really counter.
No, yeah. I kind of like that actually.
So that's good.
Movement
Yeah,
speed spam.
no bulldozer.
Honestly, no one said this, but Io fucking Barrack to this day is insane. They don't die.
Oh, right now, no, right now, Moji Barrack.
Moji Barrack. Yeah. Moji Barrack. Yep. Oh, I forgot. Moji's a support. Moji Ray.
Whenever you I was like, oh fuck, Barrack.
I forgot. Moji's a support now.
And she can shield the fucking
Which is
It's still so crazy, and so many people are like forgetting. Like, it's so funny to see randoms pick emoji and like try to pop off and do nothing. And I'm like, girl, don't do that.
It's hard because you can't, like, she's super map dependent, and you can't solo support with her unless maybe on Frog Isle. You know?
Yeah.
You can't solo support with her.
Yeah, I think she's got that limited range issue, kind of like Lilith. Lilith is like, her mark allows her to be a little bit more flexible with that because she can put that kind of like a Genos thing, let them run free.
Lilith
Her
Genos?
arms very far.
Is that what you said?
I don't know about Lilith and Genos.
I'm gonna say, I thought that's what you said, and I was like, oof, because I've had that, and it just doesn't. It's not enough.
And she has a little more flexibility because she can put a mark out like Genos and just let them.
Ooh, Corvus Genos. That is. Corvus Genos actually works though. I've had it, and double pockets is stinky. If you have fucking double flank or double DPS, that's gonna be very aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
So honestly, they earn that. So I mean, this one was kind of a short and sweet episode. We didn't really have to like go in depth with a lot of this stuff, but I would love to hear from you guys if there's anything else that you would want to get into deeper. I did like that we were kind of leaning towards discussing each role and dedicating a full episode to that. I would love that because there's an endless amount of mini topics that we could include in that, to be completely fair. There's a good chunk of support mains in our panel, okay, for one. So if we start with support, like, that's gonna be probably an hour, maybe an hour, a 7-hour episode, please. No, but I like this. This is good. Are we good with this, or is there anything else we want to add? Hi, Shady.
I'm chill. I can't really think of too much else aside from the fact that, you know, Saris just, like, kind of messes with everyone.
Saris doesn't even need to be in a duo. She just is a fucking menace herself.
She is, yeah, you put Saris in and the entire team is a duo.
Bro, please. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm sorry. She does deserve a spot. Let me... Saris and Torb. Is that combo? Oh, stinks like...
Yeah, they're the duo. They're the duo monarchs. Nyx is up there, though. I think going in... If you Nyx I think does have a lot of potential with her ult, but also does have her shield movement speed card for allies.
Yeah.
I think there is definitely something. I think there's potential, but you don't see it a lot because Nyx lacks mobility to keep up with the squishy. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, but if we're talking ult synergy and Saris, we have to bring in Omen too, because she's the only one.
Oh, Saris Omen.
Sure gets like multi-kills with his ult.
True, Saris Omen. I didn't even consider that. I'd be forgetting about Omen. Not gonna lie. Poor Toman.
Honestly, he's like the most forgettable champ next to Vivian.
Oh my god, poor Bibian. Don't do Bibian like that. Poor thing don't got no titties. She ain't got no titties.
She tries to make it look like she has them.
They are sad because she has no mobility.
No titty, no mobility.
No titty, no mobility.